talk about working with Lisa. Talk about how you have to dress yourself, and we all know that actors need to get into their wardrobe and their costumes to be able to be satisfied. Lisa, that's a real challenge because he's your boss as well. But at the same time, you're also costuming a time and an age. How did the two of you collaborate? What was the working process for both of you?
Well, working with Kevin is a pleasure. He was my director first, and we collaborated in the beginning with all the research and went over all of the different characters in the film. And once we kind of spent a little time doing that, we started talking about his character. And he had a very, he knows what hat he wants to wear. The rest of the costume, he would try on anything. But the hat is so specific on some men. I would say that there was a handful of men in that movie we just saw that knew immediately when they put the hat on that that was the hat. I could line up 5 hats for the other characters and they put them on. Some men don't understand that. Some men completely do. And Kevin is one of those men who I could bring in many hats and he would try each one on, and then as soon as it clicks, as soon as he feels the one and he feels his character, then we move on. That's it.
Lisa, why do you think the hat itself is so significant for anybody?
It's the first thing you see when they walk in the room. It's the first thing you see. The hats from that period were very, very important. It described the man before the man could talk.
And who made them at that time? Who made those hats? In fact, and talking about the same thing, who was making all the native costumes as well? I mean, God's obviously referring to it. I'm interested in just sort of the history of how any of these things got made then for you to be able to remake them now.
For the White Mountain Apaches, we really leaned into the Spanish influence and the Spanish cottons. We kind of feel that they were made by the tribe's women. And they were hand sewn, and they were pieces of cotton that were bartered and taken from different wagon trains that they may have overcome, and they've taken the pieces of fabric and they've been able to kind of, if you see the studding on any of the little Apache outfits, you see the little silver studs, those actually came off of the chests. The moving chests that people would use while they moved from east to west. They had these big steamer trunks and it had the little silver rivets. Those silver rivets were pulled off by the Apaches and then they put them on their vests, in their hair, and they decorated their costume, the collars of their shirts. These were very, they cared about their appearance and we wanted to show that in the movie.
One more thing.